mobility session number 2. Today you'll need 3 things: foam roller, band, and a pole or anything to tie that band to. Where we will begin is on the foam roller, lying on the foam roller, working on the dead bug. Thinking about the dead bug first. Once you're lying on there, you want neutral spine, so we're not going to completely, tilt back and flatten out. We're going to keep the rib cage down, give it a little tilt if we need to keep a little bit of daylight under the back, put a nice neutral little arch in the lumbar. From there, you guys know what to do here. Let's get right into that dead bug, alternating your sides, picking up the opposite arm and leg. For the rest of you who know that as soon as you get on here, you're going to be swimming. You want hands on floor, again, engage the core, and we're picking up one leg at a time. If that seems pretty simple, we're going to go to fingertips. Remember, you guys that can do it, you should be doing that right now. The whole thing with the arms and legs. Again, if that's pretty simple here, then we can start to bring up one arm, keeping one finger on the floor, and then get that arm engaged with its opposite leg. Switching sides there, again, with the opposite leg and arm. And then once you know you're ready to go into the whole movement, think about the inhale, move, exhale when you put it back, and then in that opposite side, push down into the ground, inhale, and then get through it that way. So, moving on from there, you're going to take the foam roller, squeeze it between the legs. We're going to do those T-spine rotations or the open book stretch. So, hopefully I'm still in the frame, as close to be as possible. So here, I'm going to squeeze down on the foam roller, open the book across, look to the opposite side, and then close the book and bring the hand back. Squeeze the foam roller, bring it over, and come on back. When you're in this open book position here, you want to feel that this side's not just completely falling to the side like this. You do your best, for some of you who are a little bit more locked up in the lat or the anterior hip or anywhere in the back here, it's going to feel very difficult to not let it move with it, but do your best. A couple more reps here. Squeeze the foam roller. And then let's switch it over. Squeeze the foam roller. Remember, we want like 90-degree angles here approximately. Start with this, open the book, squeeze the foam roller, close the book. I'm going to knock off 3 more here. Alright, we will come back to the foam roller shortly. For now, we're going to work on some posterior pelvic tilts. So not a full glute bridge yet, just literally tilting the pelvis. Tuck it under, flattening the back, let it go. Try to pull it up as much as you can. And what some of you may notice too, if you are especially tight through the back and possibly through your neck, there'll be times where you're going to tuck the pelvis, right? And you'll feel your head wants to move, your chin wants to move up. And that should give you a little bit of a clue into the idea of slack and having stiffness in one area of your body and pulling on that muscle, those muscles or that chain, and feeling upstream. Again, other joints, other parts of your body are affected by it. So now let's do about 10 actual bridges coming up. Like we did the last time, lower 1 vertebrae at a time on the way down. Untuck, retuck. I'm going to do about 8 more from here. Follow along. All right, let's get into some of these band stretches. I'm going to start with the upper body, and we're going to do these in the half kneeling position. I'm going to start with the chest. So first, wrap the wrist, grab it with the palm of the hand. We're going to have same leg back, opposite leg forward. And then we're going to assume the position. I think we'll take this for about a minute, right? So tuck the pelvis, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs, and then we are rotating around. Once you're here, wherever you feel that stiffness for you, I actually don't feel this so much in my chest and more as I feel a little bit more in my lats. But either way, I'm going to take a big inhale into my rib cage. Exhale, and continue to rotate. Keep thinking about what's going on here at my lower back, at my hips and my pelvis. Not to just, sag into this and go for the biggest stretch possible. It's keep my alignment, see what a relatively perfect alignment feels like, and then where that stiffness is in that position. Let's call it about 30 more seconds from here. Again, breathing, tightening, stay active. One more inhale. All right, let's switch it. Same story, wrist, hand grab, same side back, square it up, engage the pelvis, engage the core. I'm definitely more restricted on this side. Lots of breathing. Remember, breathe into where you feel the tension. Twenty more seconds. Let's come on back. Let's drop this down for a second. Go into the quadruped position. That means all fours. So from here, I want to slide this side under. And as I rotate down, I'm going to let my other arm bend. And it's like I'm trying to bring this shoulder down to the floor. As I do that, I don't want to shift all my weight over to the side. For some of you, just trying to get into that position for now, you're going to feel that that's going to happen no matter what you do. And again, you're not intended to get all the way down to here today. If you need to bend this elbow a little bit, that's okay for now. But I want everyone just to relax this shoulder, rotating down towards the floor. Check in on your hips. Are you letting them go all the way out to the side, or can you control them back over to here a little bit? And let's call it about 30 more seconds on this side. Stay here for 30 more seconds on that side, and then we'll switch it over. Lots of breathing. Same thing, into where you feel the stiffness. Let's move it on to the other side. So again, starting here in quadruped all fours. I'm going to start to slide underneath. I try to go as far as I can with my arms straight, and then I let it bend a little bit. Check in on where my hips are. It's something where, again, can I just lay down like this? Yes, I can do that. But I want to feel where that tension is and where the hang-ups are and let those pieces move or not move, and not just force the position just because I can. Try to let your breath help you along the way and do the work. Let's give it another 15 seconds on this side. Check in on the hips. All right, grab the foam roller again. Now most times when you think about doing this here on your side, you're thinking about foam rolling your lats, or someone told you foam roll your lats. You're foam rolling your lats. The way I want you to think about it, you are foam rolling your rib cage, the canister that surrounds that core, right? So it's behind the shoulder, it's in the armpit, it's trying to capture a little bit of the chest, trying to get that serratus. We're gonna be on this side for another minute from now, and I'll give us about 90 seconds or so. Again, get all the way down towards the bottom of the rib cage. Remember, you're using your arms and legs to take pressure off of how bad this hurts for you. But the foam roller, again, is a piece of foam. So it's a good diagnostic tool to tell you how banged up these muscles are, your lats perhaps. Because if you did not do 100 pull-ups yesterday, and you get on here, and you're like, wow, my lats are really sore, and you have no real reason why your lats should be that sore, then it's a good place for you to start. And know that it will get better. It'll get better rather relatively quickly, but you gotta put the time into it. We're switching. Same thing, it'll be on the other side. 90 seconds again. Again, armpit. Behind the shoulder, down the side of the rib cage, right? Remember, you're thinking on a scale of 1 to 10. How bad is this? In most of your foam rolling that you're doing on your own, because I know that you are, when you roll over something or you start for the day, because again, we do this mobility class, 30 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever it is, that's great. But when you go into work out, it's not supposed to be 20 or 30 minutes of rolling around on the floor on a foam roller. You get about 40 more seconds on this side. You want to roll up, maybe check in on a bunch of different things, but if I get on this foam roller and on that scale of 1 to 10, I'm at like a 3 or 4, I need to move on to something that may need it more and spend that time. I use arm mobility prior to a workout if I have the time on things that actually need it, and not really sending my body the mixed signal of, all right, let's relax, let's calm everything down, and then go try to lift heavy weights or jump off of or onto things or around things. All right, moving on again. Get rid of the foam roller. We're going back to the band. Actually, let's see if we can get this up a little bit higher. If this is out of frame, I apologize. But again, we're gonna go wrist, hand grab, same knee back. Get some tension in it, go long as if you were trying to stretch your hip flexor here. And then this is it. We're going for that lat stretch, maybe a little extra hip stretch here. Try some positions of rotation, turning, hand on floor. Any of you guys are some real superstars out there, maybe you can grab the foot like this. If not, no worries. I would focus more on keeping a nice neutral pelvis and lower back. Don't just sag as deep as you can into this. Keep some activity going here. And that's it. We're going to hang here for about another 45 seconds from here. Lots of breathing. Keep breathing. About 15 more seconds. Slowly pull that knee in a little bit. Bring yourself up, switch it over. So again, band around the wrist, grab the band, get some tension in it. Same knee back, and then settle in. This will be about 1:15 or so on this side. A little less talking on my part. Just breathe. Remember your positions, right? Tuck the pelvis, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs. About 30 more seconds. One more big inhale. Letting that go. Slowly gonna inch it up. All right, sticking with the band. Now I'm gonna bring it down, let's say about hip height. Definitely higher than your knee, but not higher than your hip. I got a wardrobe malfunction. All right, so this will go all the way up in the hip. I'm gonna move the mat for now so I have some better grip on the floor. Going after the back of the leg, the hamstring, the posterior chain. So I want the banded leg in front of the rear leg. This heel is gonna stay down. This heel can come up and go down. What it does when it comes up, just pushes my hips up a little higher. And when I'm trying to fold over like this, it'll increase the stretch that much more. So then it's activity, right? I'm working the knee forward and back. When I push the knee all the way back, I wanna squeeze my quad, fire the quad. Sometimes when I do this stretch, especially when I have a heavier band, I can just sit here, fire my quad, and stay in this position. And I'll feel the band pull my femur back. I'll feel the stretch happening in the back of the leg. A lot of you guys, when you set this up your first time, you'll be feeling a lot behind your knee, maybe into your calf. And again, over time, we'll be looking for it to be probably more of a higher hamstring event. But for now, wherever you feel it, you feel it. And if you can't quite get your hands to the floor, I recommend getting a bench or something that you feel you can put your hands on. Keep your back as relatively straight as possible, because you don't want to just completely, lurch over your hips. You want to be as neutral as you can be, and then start applying tension after that. Let's stay on this side for another 30 seconds, and then we'll switch it over to the other one and give you about 90 seconds there. So again, keep moving, keep squeezing, and then when the knee is back too, you can also be shifting your weight around, right? Knee is back, squeezing my quad, and then searching. That's what you're doing. I can tell you where you should feel it, or where you could possibly feel it, but only you're going to find out where you do feel it. And that's why you got to spend the extra time in these positions. And it's not just a quick 20 or 30 seconds and moving on to the next thing so you can get it over with. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's slowly walk it back and switch. Time is flying. Other side, same thing. Band goes all the way up in the hip. Banded leg is in front of the rear leg. And then you are working that knee back. So we're about 20 minutes into this. And I'm praying that camera didn't die on me. We're going to check that out in a little bit. Maybe right after this stretch. But you should be remembering to push that knee back, squeeze that quad, shift that weight around. About 30 more seconds or so on this side. Keep moving. All right, slowly coming up, coming back. I'm going to check to make sure we're still recording. And we are. All right. Foam rollers coming back for a hot second. So it's going long ways. We're going after your inner thighs, your adductors. So keep the knee bent up like this for now. Keep the hip flexed. Work through that inner thigh. When I want to get more pressure on this side, I pick this hip up, I pick this knee up. And again, I put a pressure right into that thigh more. Now, extend the leg. Go about 30 more seconds on this, but what we're going to do is try to get up into the high hip, higher quad maybe. What I do is I just start to rotate a little bit like this. I put my tuchus at the camera, and then get into that high quad and into that inside of my hip there. 20 more seconds. Let's go 20 more seconds. Back into the inner thigh again. Keep those hips up if you can. All right, switching. Same idea. Flex that hip. Let me turn the other way. Flexed hip, bent knee. Straighten up the leg. This side is much worse for me. I'm going to go into that higher hip. All right. Back goes away again. So now we want the band definitely about your knee height, or if you were kneeling, your hip height. So similar to the hamstring, we're going to go band up in the hip again. We're going to be kneeling. I gotta make sure I stay in frame with the camera. So this leg is going to go straight out at the side. Knee bent here, and we're doing that inner thigh adductor stretch. Maybe you feel it more in your hamstring. For now, we're just going to worry about settling into a position. Let the band do the work, and you just hang here and breathe. We're going to call it 1 minute from now. We're heading into our last couple stretches here, so just try and relax now and breathe. About 30 more seconds. Something else you can do here with this one is pick this toe up. I find that when I do that and the toe comes up, I gotta open up my knee and my foot out a little bit wider, like you saw the mat just move for me. Let's call it 10 more seconds from here. All right, slowly bring everything back in. And let's switch it over. Same thing, band goes all the way up in the hip. That's the straight leg that's gonna go out to the side. Rock back onto those elbows and settle in. Let's go, no talking, lots of breathing. 1 minute. $30 seconds. Almost there. Keep breathing. All right, slowly walk it back in. We got one more. I'm going to go after the front of the hip. All right. So, up in the hip again, but facing the anchor. Let's go knee down. And let's first just focus on, we're going to do this at about 1 minute per side. Let's just focus on tucking the pelvis, squeezing your butt, rib cage down. And this is one of those positions too where, what do you got here? Before you start leaning in and rotating and pulling on other limbs, just tuck your pelvis, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs, and do you feel a stretch here, yes or no? If you do, that's probably good enough for right now before you start just hanging on your lower back or hanging on other joints. About 30 more seconds from here. Again, tighten the glutes, tucking the pelvis. The next thing you could do from there, if we were going to try to increase this, is then start to lean forward. But that lean forward is happening from me extending at my knee more and then flexing a bit here, right? I'm not just sagging into my lower back. Everything is moving forward. Tighten the glutes. Push down the band if you like. Same story. Tuck the pelvis, rib cage down, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. And what are you left with there? How tight is it? It's already a pretty big stretch. You don't need to really increase it that much more. Again, we're not trying to sag into the lower back. If we were going to take this forward, everything moves forward, right? I'm not just collapsing here on my lower back. Lean forward with both sides, and then hang here. Stay tight back here, and be breathing. While we finish up the final 30 seconds here, please remember, if you did like this content, please like. That's what helps other people find it, supposedly, according to the YouTube algorithms. Comment below as well, and definitely subscribe, please. That is about it for us today here at the Flow State Gym and this mobility session 2. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.